Hi, I'm Mike.
Hi, and I'm Tom.
And this is NFGeeks.
NFGeeks.
That's right.
NFGeeks.
That's right. Tom, thanks you once again for coming. I really appreciate this.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk more about your cartoons because these have been really very fascinating, and I think more cartoons would be more interesting.
More cartoons.
To talk about, yes.
There's gum under here.
Yeah, do you want it?
No. Well, I don't know.
Well, you know, if you'd like to.
I have a knife.
Okay.
I could scrape it off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you like some?
Well, maybe. You know, I'll think about
Do
it.
you have any hot beverage you could dissolve it in?
All right, let's look at some of your other cartoons.
This is what you can do with a coat hanger. You can make little entertaining animals and things out of it.
I had to give Tom some toys so that he could keep going through the video.
We're lean on toys here, but we do. This is what you can. Never mind.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so here's Tom. Here's another cartoon of yours. Let's take a look. And why don't you tell us what's going on in this one?
Oh, shoot. This was to illustrate the expression raining cats and dogs.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
And I don't know why a conquistador got involved in it. But
what's pretty funny is like they're all dead on the ground, right? You got bones, I mean.
Yeah. I don't know why that is either. It looks like
well, they're falling from a very,
Well, like, it might have been that, or it might have. Sometimes they get more than one expression mixed in. So it might have been something like the River of Death with Ponce de Leon with cats and dogs.
The River of Death, like the Styx, the River of Styx with cute dogs and cats.
Well, these magazines are intended for very intelligent, literate kids, so they can handle stuff like that.
Oh, all right, all right, I can see that then. All right, great. Let's look at another one.
This is like drawing cards, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, kind of. Where do are any of these inspired like by local things that you experience, or in terms of your world, your real world?
I don't have a real world.
Well, your real world in terms of like your wife, your house, that world.
Not really.
Okay.
I mean, there isn't much of a boundary line between.
Oh, but look at this. This is very New England. Actually,
it is. It was a joke involving a leak. Oh, something about a leak in a boat. So it was intended as a sort of a pun kind of thing. So, the thing in the leak.
Right.
Leak, and then boat.
Yeah, we can see it's a boat.
And motor. And some sort of random figure with a nose in the middle.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out another one. You have so many here; it's a huge pile.
It's a big pile.
It's a very big pile. Let's take a look. All right, Let's see. I'm seeing these at random too, so that's pretty good.
What in the hell is this?
It looks like some kind of cake.
Yeah, and that's about as much as I can make out of it too. I forget what's intended to illustrate. I think it had.
Well, what did you write it for?
What?
Why did you draw it? I'm sorry. Did you draw it for a specific magazine?
Yeah. This is either for Dig or for Calliope. I kind of remember it having to do with some sort of interaction between a kid and his teacher.
Yeah, seems like that.
But that's about it.
Okay.
This is what women look like to me. So.
Very attractive. That's good. Yes, that's what it reminded me of a Renaissance painting.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Okay, here's another one.
This actually was for the young lady I know in Hanoi, whose name is Khan, and it was her 20th birthday. So I said something funny to her about, I'll do your birthday card, and there was a lot of business going on at the time about, I think it might have been the anniversary. The date had something to do with the discovery of the value of pi, or Pi Day or something. I guess it was, you had to be a mathematician to get the significance. So over her birthday number 20, we have pi, and then we, of course, actually have it in a pi. And it turns out that 3.14, if you mirror image it, looks like PIE.
Wow, boy, you just blew everyone's mind.
I hope so.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think at the time I kind of I think I was trying to make myself look like sort of like a combination of Einstein and myself.
That's great. I love your jacket.
I know.
In this.
I want a jacket like that.
Yeah, but the pi thing, that's fantastic.
Oh, and the other footnote is you'll notice it's signed Bach Tom Lopes.
Sure.
BAC is Vietnamese for uncle.
Oh.
And she refers to me as Bach Tom.
Oh, really?
It's a convoluted sort of thing.
Good. Maybe I will too. Bach Tom.
I like it. The only other person that was ever referred to in that sense was actually Ho Chi Minh, who was referred to as Bach Ho, as in Uncle Ho.
Okay.
So I mean, kind of.
So you and Ho Chi Minh are
good
together.
Company. Yeah.
Good, yeah, absolutely. That's right. I'm sure red states feel the same way. So
I don't go there.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at this one. What do you got going on here?
Have something to do with royalty or a queen or something, if I remember this right. Throne, something like that. This is another one. It was, I wasn't entirely thrilled with the way it came out, but did the job.
Okay. All right. That's great. Okay, let's see. Going to go right in the pile. All right, what do we got here?
Thunderstorm. And if you look at the cloud, there's sort of a face there with lightning bolts coming out of his nose.
Yeah, I can see that, actually.
And there's a silly little happy cloud about to get incinerated by the big one.
Really? See, this is my NF in me. I thought the little cloud was going to go up to the big cloud and talk about its feelings and maybe, get it to
No,
stop.
he's going to get blown out of existence.
Well, that's actually what happens to NFs like me. We get blown out of existence. So that makes sense that the NF cloud is about to get crushed into nothing.
Hi, I'm Mr. Happy.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, Tom. Absolutely. So it looks like NFs would, people like my type would definitely identify with that cloud. So I can see that. And that's kind of an NT cloud too, so that makes sense to me. Destroying. It's like an INTJ cloud.
The house, of course, is really getting trashed too. So
yeah, it's a very tiny house.
Well, it's a big cloud.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. Okay. Oh, this one's going to be fascinating. I already can't wait.
Oh.
All right. So what do we got here?
This was done for let's see. For a while, I was doing rock climbing. And this was done for a bunch of climbers who are going to create some
to die. They're going to die. I mean, you got skulls here.
Well, they're badass. And,
all right.
And it had something to do.
Yeah, they're like pirate.
Yeah.
Arg.
Arg. Let me see if I got a thing to point with. This is a camming device. This is the thing that you stick in cracks, and it's actually quite fascinating.
Yeah.
It actually also involves Fibonacci sequences in terms of.
Oh, I love Fibonacci sequences. I actually write poetry with Fibonacci sequences.
Are you serious?
Yeah, romantic poetry.
Fascinating.
Absolutely.
And this is an old style ice axe. Let's see. This is obviously a helmet with a headlight, and I don't know. Somebody wanted a skull, and I forget what CEX stands for. Climbers excited about
extreme.
God knows. And so they kind of wanted me to come up with some sort of logo for them, and I don't think they ever actually coalesced into anything. But yeah, that's what that is. And I tried to give big canines on the skull just to make it look scary.
Sure. I also like, the use of this hanger. One of the things I've been trying to do is up the production value of NFGeeks. And you're using a wire hanger that's been ripped to shreds. That's fantastic. Well, we got, learning curve.
Someday,
That's what I keep saying. Learning curve.
Right now in the Today Show, they're going like, shoot, how come we don't have hangers like that? Damn.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. They're all going to scramble for the hangers. All right, here's the next one. Okay, so Noah, why don't you take a look at this?
This has something to do with, what does this have? This obviously has something to do with, Cork. It had something to do with Cork and mummies and God knows what else. His shoes are actually made out of cork.
Okay.
And cork obviously also goes in the bottle, and we've got the Sphinx holding holding a left, right stuff here. Okay, sphinx holding a glass. The wine from the bottle with the cork will go in, and I forget what the mummy has to do with this. I think this is one of those. I tried to get two different words mixed into the same thing.
Yeah, it's fascinating too because again, your type is INTP, so there's always this perceiver thing going on with you, where there's this juxtaposition between two things that don't necessarily go together, but kind of do. Sort of that round and round you go through.
I mean, in my world,
and it's a little absurd.
Everything's the same.
In terms of what?
In terms of everything being the same, everything is equal. I mean, everything. I mean, at a physics level, everything literally is the same.
Right.
Everything is potential,
so,
and it just kind of looks the way it does because of your, what you've got for sensory apparatus working on what particular part of the electromagnetic wavelength.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure everyone's really thrilled with that interpretation.
Don't be sarcastic.
Well, the ones that are my type are saying, "No, can't you see that the mummy's sad?" That's what
Mummies.
they're saying.
Mummies.
Bad mummy. All right, let's take a look. I know what this is, but wrong camera. Okay, let's take a look.
This had something to do with snakes and music.
Yeah.
And I discovered that there's something called a G clef, I think.
That's right. That is a G clef, as opposed to the F clef.
Oh, you know more about this. I don't know much about music.
Yeah.
So anyway, I made the snake look like the clef, and the notes that are on his body are actually, I think, a blues chord or something.
Oh, really? So you could play it? You could potentially play it?
Yeah, because I wanted to put notes on them, and I thought, well, what if, and I happen to like the blues, and so, yeah, those notes actually have something to do with blues music.
Okay, there's notes flying off into space or something, sort of lost notes.
They're lost notes.
Is that anything you want to say about that?
They're just random lost music.
Quantum notes.
Quantum notes, yes. potential music.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Schrodinger's song.
Right, that's great. You look at your iPhone. Does it have your music? Does it not? Simultaneously there. Okay. Oh, this one is got a lot going on here.
I was doing cartoons for the Rock Gym when I was going there, and what I was doing for a while was doing cartoons about some of the people who worked there. And George, as you can see, George was the general manager, and I asked him one time, how do you see yourself? And he said, well, I see myself as the man behind the curtain who just sort of like causes things to happen, which is very Taoist. And so anyway, so I was George, blah, 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 the man behind the curtain. We have some little kid going, excuse me, mister, are we tied in okay? Because, of course, if you're not tied in okay, you fall to your death.
Yeah, what's interesting here, you have a machine person that looks like the Tin Man, you know what I mean, who is a robot trying to be a human, but it's kind of funny that you put sort of, you wanted to be a machine, you said that, and here's a machine Tin Man person, right, in your drawings. This is very fascinating.
Well, yeah, it's
What's in his nose?
That's where the kid's tied into. She's actually got a carabiner locked into his nose.
Who's controlling who?
Well, that's always a question, isn't it?
Oh, right. So it can go either way.
And then, his where he's telling the kids, go ask Kristen. Kristen was sort of, well, she's still there. And, she was, it got to be kind of a joke that everybody was just kind of like, throwing things at poor Kristen all the time. And she was like, actually, she's now, I think, the assistant manager. So.
Oh, wow.
So now people really do go ask Kirsten.
Because of you forced it.
That's probably, I'm responsible for her advance.
All right. Tom, we got just only a few, like a minute left. And
speak of the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have to speak into the microphone. Testing, 1, 2, 3. It's, are you picking this up? Surprised you haven't done more with this. Well, that's for the next episode.
I don't know, I can't get it to stick
Is
in
there
my
anywhere people can see your cartoons online?
Yeah, if you go to my Facebook site.
Okay, Tom Lopes.
Tom Lopes. And you, if you look at the thing and you go on like the left-hand side of the Tom Lopes page, there's a thing that says cartoon worker, which is where you'll find all of that stuff. And there's another one that actually says restoration. I forget exactly the title I have on it, which is all of the antique restoration, carpentry, fine art, sort of three-dimensional stuff that I've worked on.
Yeah,
so.
we'll have to talk about that too, because that's very INTP in a way. All right. Well, Tom, thank you very much for this episode. You know, I'm glad we get to see all your cartoons, and you know, I haven't seen them for a long time.
Wanna
And
shake my thing?
no, I don't want to shake your thing. There's something inappropriate with that. So, on that happy note, Noah, take us out, please.